Thank you for your time. If you could just start us off, what are your thoughts on this upcoming matchup against Portland?
Tough opponent that started league play here really, really well. It's going to be a really good test for us.
And Portland's been really, really good in the midfield in these first two matches. How do you feel about your midfield matching up against their midfield up for this first time here this year?
I think it's an exciting battle. It's one of the tests, right? I think Portland have had some individual players in their midfield that has played really, really well here in the beginning of the season. But we also know that midfield play is a strength of ours. So it's going to be one of all these like small mini battles within the whole game that needs to be won.
And in the past, in these matches against Portland, it's always been the counter where Portland's really thrived. How does the defense look to handle this challenge against the Portland team that can be really, really dangerous in counter opportunities?
And of course, I mean it's about being connected. It's about being good in your rest defense. It's about losing the ball in the right moments at the right areas. There is a lot of things that goes into that. What I do think though, being like from the three games that we played against them last season, it's being that all of those games were sort of decided by small margins. And there is a lot of things that sort of when you see the two teams that probably speaks in the favor of that this could be another game of that. So means there's going to be two teams that needs to treat all actions of the highest order.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tony?
Yes, thank you, Jonas. Could you go ahead and just from your vantage point, what are some things that you worked from game one to game two that were worked on during training that ended up developing in a positive way? And what are some things that you're looking to develop now even further against Portland in game three?
I we worked on our high pressing. We became a little bit too passive against Houston. We worked on our high pressing against Utah, and we scored a goal and we created some clear opportunities as a direct result of doing that. So that was very pleasing to see the amount of work that's gone into that from all the way from the analyst with Rodrigo Carvalho coming in as being a new head of analysis for us to spotting trends to designing a training for that with a lot of credit to Becky Tweed, assistant coach, and then the players being able to perform that pressing. So that was really good to see. Things to sort of develop further for us. I don't think we controlled possession well enough against Utah, and it has its sort of reasons why we don't do that. It's part of the way that they press, but it's mainly because that we become disconnected with our positioning. We improved that during the game against Utah, but against Portland, it's going to be really, really important that we're from the beginning of the game that we can be much more connected in possession because in that way there, then we can be fluid, we can be creative, and when you actually look at the second goal that we score against Utah, it's a very good example of us being very connected in our midfield.
And how are you liking just having a tough decision, having seen a couple of starters have good performances as well as game changers have their own good performances as they came on? What's been the challenge in finalizing that starting 11 early on this season?
Yeah, it's good problems to have. I think there is a balance between where we need to build relationships with a lot of pieces, a fairly new team that we have. So people need to get time to play together. At the same time, we need to have a constant competition. And we're seeing that we have a depth in the squad that I think has improved from last season to this season. Which is, yeah, it might give you a little bit of headache to for the selection who starts the game or not. But actually, we all want to be in that situation because it also means that during the game, we can put in some real quality from the bench that can make real and meaningful difference for us. At the same time as we know that we can be we can have high competition during the week when we work.
And lastly, is there an update on Haracic and her recovery from injury?
No, fortunately not.
Thank you.
For joining. Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You can go ahead and ask the question.
All right, Kristen McNabb, if you can just start us off, how has your season gone so far now coming into year five with San Diego Wave?
Yeah, it's been a journey. I think there's been, a lot of changes, but we're really happy with our preseason, and obviously the first game didn't go the way we wanted, but we thought we did have a pretty good performance and should have gotten more out of that game. And I think the second game we didn't have a great performance and did get a result. So I think we're hoping just to build on those first two games and, get a good performance and then get a result on top of that.
And this year, the team really feels like it's kind of continued on what's happened from the previous season as far as like the style this team's playing and playing up high. How do you feel that it's gone year over year compared to last year so far?
Yeah, I think we weren't starting from square one this year, so I think that's obviously an advantage. We had a foundation to build upon, and I think we've brought in some really great players that fit with our style. So I think we're just continuing on what we've already laid the foundation last year, um, and hopefully just being more consistent with that and getting more goals and more results.
And you have two matches this week. First, starting off with Portland. That's always been kind of a tricky one for San Diego. How are you looking forward to this matchup against Portland?
Yeah, we're really excited. It's a really quick turnaround, so I think, we just started focusing on Portland today. But obviously a very talented team, very dangerous. So we're hoping just to, implement our style of play onto them and take the game to them and yeah, be sound defensively and score some goals.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll ask you one more, but keep looking at the question. The laptop. Can you talk to me a little bit about the excitement of seeing Leah score because you guys have that UVA connection?
Yeah, it was so great. She's been such a great addition to the team, and um, obviously I'm super excited because fellow Virginia alum. So I was so happy for her. I think she's been a great addition to the team, and I think she's going to have an unbelievable career.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Abraham. We'll be back. Oh, wait 1 second. There's Tony. Sorry, I just saw you join. Do you have any questions for Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just finishing. I mean, you see this new iteration of the front three for San Diego Wave coming in at training every day, or what are some of the laters on the attack that you're seeing that haven't really developed in the two games that we've seen so far?
What are some of the layers? Is that what you said?
Yeah, some of the dynamics and the layers that you're seeing at training that are still yet to come.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of touches inside the opponent's 18. I think it's just kind of finding I think as a team we always want to have that perfect goal and have that perfect setup, but I think it's stealing those like little half chances and um just being more dangerous in their box. I think, like you said, we have really talented, dangerous players, but I think it's just maybe pulling the trigger a little sooner.
Any more, Tony?
That's going to be it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. We'll be back
Thanks.
with Jonas.